Hi, welcome back to English Pod Up. My name is Emma. In today's lesson, we are continuing our slow English shadowing series. This is day 4 of our 10-day journey. Today, we are going to explore a very practical and important topic in everyday English: shopping English. Before we begin, I want to remind you of something very important. This is not a traditional English lesson. We are not focusing on memorizing grammar rules. We are not focusing on difficult vocabulary, and we are not trying to translate everything word by word. Instead, we are focusing on real-life communication and on how English is actually used in everyday situations. Shopping is one of the most common real-life situations where you need English. Whether you are in a supermarket, a clothing store, a pharmacy, or even shopping online, you will always need basic English expressions. That is why this topic is very important. Now let's start from the beginning. When you enter a shop, the first thing you usually notice is the environment. There are products around you. There are shelves, there are prices, and there are people working in the store. In many English-speaking countries, shop assistants are usually friendly and helpful. They may greet you when you enter. Even if they do not, it is still natural for you to begin interaction politely. In shopping situations, politeness is very important. Simple phrases like hello, excuse me, or thank you are essential. Now let's think about the first step in shopping: entering a shop. When you enter a shop, you may look around first. You try to understand where things are. You observe products. You get familiar with the environment. This is a natural behavior. Now let's think about vocabulary related to shopping. There are many types of shops. A supermarket is a place where you buy food and daily items. A clothing store is where you buy clothes. A pharmacy is where you buy medicine. A bookstore is where you buy books. Each type of store has its own products and experience. Now, let's think about a very simple situation. You are in a supermarket. You are looking for something specific. Maybe you are looking for bread. Maybe you are looking for milk. Maybe you are looking for fruit. At this moment, you need simple English. You need to understand labels. You need to understand prices. And sometimes, you need to ask for help. Now let's talk about asking for help in shopping situations. In real life, people often need assistance. They may not find a product. They may not understand something. They may want information. In these situations, simple, polite expressions are used. People often start with, "Excuse me." This is a very important expression in English. It is used to get someone's attention politely. Now let's talk about prices. Price is one of the most important parts of shopping. Every product has a price. Prices may be written clearly on labels. Sometimes prices are displayed on shelves. Sometimes you may need to ask. Understanding numbers is very important in shopping English, because you will constantly see prices like $5, $10, $20, and so on. Now let's think about a clothing store. In a clothing store, you may look at different items. You may look at shirts, pants, jackets, or shoes. Each item has a size. Size is very important because clothes need to fit your body. Common sizes include small, medium, and large. Sometimes, sizes are expressed in numbers. Now, let's think about trying clothes. In many stores, people try clothes before buying them. This helps them see if the clothes fit well. If something does not fit, they choose another size. Now let's talk about payment. After selecting items, you go to the payment counter. This is where you pay for your items. You may use cash, you may use a card, or you may use digital payment. The cashier scans your items. They tell you the total price. You pay, and you receive a receipt. Now let's talk about a very important word in shopping English: receipt. A receipt is a document that shows what you bought and how much you paid. It is important for returns or exchanges. Now let's talk about another common situation. Sometimes people want to return items. If something is wrong, or if it does not fit, you may go back to the store. In this situation, polite English is very important. People usually explain the reason calmly. For example, the size is wrong, or the product is damaged. Now let's talk about online shopping. Online shopping is very common today. People buy products using websites or apps. They choose items. They add them to a cart. They enter their address, and they complete payment online. After that, products are delivered to their home. This is a very modern form of shopping. Now let's connect everything together. Shopping English is not complicated. It is simple, practical, and very useful. You only need a few basic ideas: understanding products, asking for help, understanding prices, and completing payment. These are the main steps. Now, let's think about why this is important for English learners. Because shopping is a real-life situation. You will experience it many times. And each time, you can use English in a practical way. Even simple English is enough. Even basic sentences are powerful. Now let's reflect on communication. In shopping situations, clarity is more important than complexity. You do not need advanced grammar. You only need to be understood. That is the goal. Now let's think about confidence again. Many learners feel nervous when speaking English in public places. But in reality, most shopping interactions are very simple. They follow predictable patterns. That means you can prepare mentally. Now let's expand the idea. When you become comfortable with shopping English, you also improve your overall confidence. Because you are using English in real life, not just studying it. Now let's talk about small interactions. Every time you say hello, every time you ask for help, every time you say thank you, you are practicing real communication. These small actions build strong language skills over time. Now let's talk about listening again. When you are in a store, you will hear numbers, products, and instructions. Listening carefully is important because understanding comes before speaking. Now, let's think about real examples in your mind. A supermarket, a clothing store, a pharmacy, a bookstore. In all of these places, you can use simple English. Now, let's slowly summarize today's lesson. Shopping English is about simple communication. It includes greetings. It includes asking for help. It includes understanding prices. It includes making payments. And it includes polite interaction. Now, I want to remind you of something important. You do not need perfect English to function in real life. You only need basic English. You only need confidence. And you only need practice. Now I want to speak to you like a friend. If you are following this slow shadowing series, you are improving step by step. Even if it feels slow, even if it feels difficult, you are still progressing. Because consistency is the key to learning. If you are enjoying this lesson, you can continue with English Pod Up. We are building a full 10-day shadowing program to help you improve your English naturally and effectively. You can also subscribe if you want to continue learning with us. And you can share this lesson with someone who is learning English, because learning together makes everything easier. Thank you for being here today, and I will see you in the next lesson.